looks like a rally. It's actually court day. Supporters packed outside court as EFF leader Julius Malema appeared for pre-sentencing proceedings in East London. Inside the courtroom, Malema has bolstered his defence, roping in senior advocate Tembeka Ngukaitobi to strengthen his legal team. Malema was convicted of violating firearm laws after a 2018 EFF rally in Mdantsane, where he was filmed firing shots into the air.
During court proceedings today, the defense roped in a social worker who presented a pre-sentencing report to the court, and she's recommended that Julius Malema be given a fine instead of a custodial prison sentence. She has also recommended that Julius Malema be prohibited from obtaining a gun license for a specified period of time, and the third recommendation was that he should make monetary contributions to Gun-Free South Africa. They do believe that Julius Malema should not be sent to prison, saying that it is not the appropriate sentence to be given to Julius Malema, considering that he did not point the firearm to anyone but pointed the firearm towards the air. For Eyewitness News, I'm Alpha Ramshwana, East London Magistrates Court.
And heartbreak in Sebokeng. Families gathering to mourn the 14 children killed in a scholar taxi crash. In Hollywood, Sinners smashes records. Oscar season opens with history being made. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.
Still almost impossible to grasp the deaths of 14 children in a scholar taxi crash.
My son taught me love. The one thing I'll never forget about my son is that he taught me how to love.
Tears and disbelief in Sebokeng today, where families and friends gathered for a joint memorial service. Police say the minibus taxi collided with a side-tipper truck in Vereeniging on Monday after the driver allegedly tried to overtake several vehicles. The driver has been arrested and has appeared in the Vanderbijl Park Magistrates Court facing 14 counts of murder, among other charges.
Child into the back of a bike, into the back of a microbus, you are regarding your child as a luggage. Stop this behavior or
Morwadi Choloto, the former personal assistant to ex-ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule, has suffered a setback in the Constitutional Court with her prosecution sent back to the High Court. Choloto scored a technical win when courts found her extradition to South Africa was unlawful, but it wasn't a knockout. The Constitutional Court says that mistake doesn't collapse the case. A procedural error won't shield her from prosecution.
We approached the Constitutional Court as early as last year when our client got arrested in the US. And why we approached the Constitutional Court then, it was to challenge the lawfulness of the extradition. This court today confirmed that we were correct. We are looking forward for the trial within trial to commence on Monday so that we can ventilate other points that were raised. And we will also afford the state to state their case.
Bottom line, the High Court still has the power to try her, and the corruption and money laundering case linked to the Free State asbestos scandal goes ahead. The death toll in a school shooting at Ntambankulu Primary School in Zwelitsha in the Eastern Cape has risen to 4. The last surviving victim died last night while being transferred to another hospital after suffering medical complications. Police say a former teacher forced his way onto the school premises by cutting through the fence, then shot 3 female teachers before turning the gun on himself. According to police, the former educator was dismissed in 2023 after facing sexual assault charges involving pupils and was out on bail at the time of the attack. Government is standing firm on its tough tobacco laws despite an explosion in illicit cigarettes. Illegal cigarettes now make up 75% of South Africa's market, a level described as unimaginable in most industries. British American Tobacco blames the surge in illegal trade and its decision to shut its local manufacturing plant over 50 years on the COVID-era ban on cigarette sales. Government rejects that claim. Minister in the presidency, Maropeng Ramakgopa, says the restrictions were unavoidable to save lives and limit the economic cost of smoking-related illness. BAT says criminal syndicates now dominate the industry.
Maybe there are bigger forces at hand here, that these guys are protected. They're protected by very powerful people, because it's unimaginable that in any other industry you would have a similar situation and you would not act against it. But because, tobacco is probably an easier target, and nobody will stand up for tobacco and defend tobacco except us in the industry.
Ego politics. US President Donald Trump has withdrawn an invitation to Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney to join his newly formed Board of Peace. Trump announced the snub on his Truth Social platform. It follows Carney's comments this week warning of a, quote, rupture in the US-led global order. His government has also said Canada will not pay the $1 billion to join Trump's self-styled conflict-resolving body. The Board of Peace is Trump's latest foreign policy venture, pitched as a forum to end global conflicts, with dozens of countries invited to sign up, just not Palestine. Singapore now holds the world's most powerful passport. It's the booklet that decides how far you get waved through at border control, and Singapore is right at the front. Japan and South Korea tie for second. A European cluster takes fourth. Luxembourg, Denmark, Spain, Switzerland and Sweden. The United States sits at number 10. South Africa, well, nowhere near the VIP lounge. Just over 100 visa-free countries. It gets you in, but no red carpet. And the Oscar nominations are out, with Ryan Coogler's supernatural thriller Sinners leading the field with a record 16 nominations. The film is up for Best Picture, Best Director, Original Screenplay and Best Actor. One battle after another follows close behind with 13 nominations. The acting categories have Timothée Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio and Emma Stone all in the mix. The biggest surprise, considering last year's success, a complete shutout for Wicked for Good. The winners are announced in March and we shall be watching along with you.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent.